Yes, you know, and I...
Yes!
How much money is that?
$12,000. The Gambler, Saturday night at 11:30 here on TV2 Showcase.
A series of terrorist explosions rocked London early this morning as Michael Oliver reports at least 23 people were injured when a bomb ripped through an Arab nightclub.
All the casualties were from the bomb at the Blue Angel Club just behind Green Park Tube Station. The 2-pound bomb seems to have been planted under a table in the Blue Angel Club where 100 people were sitting or dancing. In such a confined space, the injuries could have been very much more extensive. In the event, only 3 were seriously injured.
Yes, we were inside, actually. All fire, it was everywhere.
And were people panicking?
Yes, of course. I mean, there were a lot of people, but, I mean, the only thing, I can't see anything. All the places was full of smoke, and it was dark, you know.
All the other bombs were placed outside newsagents selling Arab papers. 3 out of 4 were defused in controlled explosions. The police gave a warning 10 days ago that pro-Gaddafi Libyans might attack Libyan exiles in London. They gave the exiles increased protection. Now they've repeated their warning.
A Baton Rouge man was injured tonight in a car-motorcycle accident in Scotlandville. Now, police say 22-year-old Mark Milliken was hurt when his motorcycle was struck by the car 22-year-old Carl Jackson, also of Baton Rouge, was driving around 7:15 to the 8500 block of Scotland Avenue. Milliken was taken to Our Lady of the Lake Regional Medical Center, where he's in stable condition with neck injuries. Police ticketed Jackson with driving with an expired driver's license and failure to yield on a left turn. Well, there's a new development in yesterday's bizarre accident near Rayne, Louisiana, the one involving a Texas couple transporting 16 human fetuses as part of a freak show. Tony Sanfield and James Boyle of San Antonio were questioned after their 30-foot Carnival trailer and truck overturned on Interstate 10. The couple said they'd been hired to transport the trailer to a New Orleans dock, where it was to be shipped to Puerto Rico for the fetuses to be used in a carnival. The two say they believe the fetuses were synthetic, but authorities say they were human. Authorities say the two people weren't arrested because they had not violated any Louisiana law. Would you know what to do if someone nearby had a heart attack? Well, a number of Baton Rougeans decided to take advantage of a new citizen CPR program at Baton Rouge General Hospital today to find out what to do in case of such an emergency. On hand, Baton Rouge Mayor Pat Screen, who urged citizens to learn CPR.
If citizens all over the city and parish are trained in CPR, they will be able to immediately render assistance to those victims until EMS arrives in a matter of minutes, and that can mean the difference between life and death. So we know that this will mean the difference in many of our fellow citizens being alive at the end of this year, where if our citizens were not trained in this program, they simply wouldn't make it.
Now, the lessons are free, and anyone interested can contact the East Baton Rouge Parish Emergency Medical Services or the Baton Rouge General Hospital, and you should do it if you're interested in that, because it's very important. Well, it's a problem that's all too familiar. An elderly parent refuses to go to a nursing home, so they're stuck with no one to look after them. But as Deborah Davison reports, there may be a solution to this problem.
Daycare centers have been around for years, meeting the demands of parents whose children need supervision during the day. But when the children grow up, they often find roles are reversed. It's their elderly parents who need daily supervision, especially if they don't need or want to be permanent residents at a nursing home. Now there's a daycare center in Baton Rouge to meet this demand, the first privately funded one in the city. For $20 a day, the Heritage House Adult Day Center will offer a supervised program for the elderly and a hot meal and snacks.
The goal is going to be to provide some of the elderly in Baton Rouge a place where they can come to meet people, spend their time creatively, help to combat some of the idleness and some of the loneliness that is a real problem with elderly in Baton Rouge.
74-year-old Van Poole likes the idea of having someplace to go during the day and having people with whom to visit.
I sure do. I sit alone at home by myself all the time.
The idea of adult daycare is just getting off the ground in Baton Rouge, but for these people, it's an idea whose time has come. Deborah Davidson, Channel 2, Eyewitness News.
And coming up, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder.
And beauty is in the weather tomorrow. Inauguration Day, not too sure.
Stay with us for all this beauty.
You'll
like what you see in this week's Value Pack Circular from National and Canal Villery. Ranch King round steak is just $1.99 a pound. 2-liter Coke, Diet Coke, Tab or Sprite, just 95 cents. And don't forget to start your collection of Funk and Wagnall's new encyclopedias. Get Volume 1 for only 9 cents and a free 2-volume dictionary when you buy Volumes 2 and 3. You'll like what you see. You'll love what you save at National and Canal Villery.
Hi, I'm Dr. Gavin. If you're suffering needlessly because you can't afford a chiropractor, my clinics offer you our Newpie plan. We accept most insurances payment in full, and that means no out-of-pocket expense to you. Call today for a free spinal exam and contour analysis.
Main at Van Buren in Baker, 7756789. Sherwood Forest, 2723722. And Highland Road near Kenilworth, 7660766. Student insurance accepted.
Saturdays, wind up your evenings with Denny Terrio in motion as America's top amateur dancers compete for cash and prizes on Dance Fever. Then, count down this week's Billboard favorites as Casey Kasem hosts America's Top 10. Dance Fever and America's Top 10, Saturday night following Eyewitness News Night Desk.
As Kurt will tell you, we're supposed to have a beautiful sunny Sunday tomorrow, but you didn't have to go outside tonight to see some beauty. That's right, behold, the annual Miss Baton Rouge pageant held this evening at the Baton Rouge Little Theater, emceed by our very own John Mahaffey and beautiful producer Julie Miller. Now, this is the preliminary to the Miss Louisiana and then on the Miss America pageants. And it was won tonight by 23-year-old Baton Rougean Angèle Landais. And there you see some of the beauty tonight at the Baton Rouge Little Theater, the Miss Baton Rouge pageant. And are we going to have weather to wear swimming suits in tomorrow?
It's very possible, although it's going to be a little on the chilly side if you want to do that.
Well, it's okay as long as they wear swimming suits like that.
Yeah, okay.
And as long as they're the ones wearing the suits.
I agree. You don't want
Take
to wear
it away.
You don't want to wear yours tomorrow, huh?
No, I'd rather watch.
Oh, well. The satellite shot will show you. We have clouds in Louisiana, but guess what? They are not going to be hanging around long. I was a little worried when it was raining over at the Texas border earlier this evening, but the rain showers have pretty much stopped, and these clouds are getting ready to move on out, and we expect everything to sort of clear up tomorrow. Clouds will still be here. This is all the result of a weak cold front getting ready to push through the state. That cold front will bring in slightly cooler temperatures, but it's a very weak one and won't be around for long. Up in the Great Plains, the Great Lakes and Plains, it's a different story. Temperature right now in International Falls, Minnesota, 1 degree below zero. Tell them spring is only 12 days away. On our area, as you can see, the heavy clouds over there on the Texas-Louisiana border, not raining there anymore, though. And we're partly cloudy now, and we expect everything to turn pretty nice. As you can see, clear skies behind it all there. And tomorrow should be a pretty good day, and we don't expect any rain. Now let's take a look at the fronts. As you can see, high pressure over our part of the country. That usually means clear skies, and we expect it to mean that tomorrow. Up to the north, here's the cold front that's bringing in all that really, really cold air. But by tomorrow at this time, you'll see that cold front will be gone. Instead, it's a warm front, even though we'll have that cool air somewhat coming through, and we expect only temperatures in the mid to upper 60s tomorrow. It's a sign that things won't be too bad, and we don't have that really strong action. Out in the northeast, that's where they have problems. Gale warnings along the Great Lakes, and they'll have lots of precipitation out there. Most of the rest of the country will be clear tomorrow, though. Let's take a look now at the national radar. We're all clear in this part of the country. A few showers out in the Gulf of Mexico, few in Texas, and some activity up there in the Great Lakes where it's snowing now, and some scattered stuff through the Rockies, but that's it. Local radar here shows us we don't have anything on the screen anymore. Clear across Louisiana. So what about the statistics right now? The temperature is 55 degrees, not that cold. Humidity, 72%. Winds out of the southwest at 6. Barometer, 30.22, holding steady. Our high today was 69 degrees, one short of normal. And the low this morning was a little cooler than normal at 45. Coastal forecast, a few thunder showers down there and turning windy late in the day. Winds out of the east and northeast at 15, but picking up to maybe 20 miles an hour by sunset, seas 2 to 3 feet. Our forecast, a slight rain chance tonight. There are those clouds still hanging around, so it'll be a very slight one. Partly cloudy tomorrow, low tonight 48, high tomorrow 65, winds out of the east at 10, and the chance of rain 20% tonight and less than 20% tomorrow and for tomorrow night. However, on Inauguration Day, it's a different story. We've got a trough coming at us from the Rocky Mountains, and it looks like it's going to be rainy, early temperature in the mid-50s, getting to the upper 60s later on in the day. We'll have coverage starting at 11 o'clock in the morning. Tuesday and Wednesday, they look like good days, so after say, Tuesday morning sometime, things should clear up.
Well, as Bruce Weber tells me, things are clearing up as far as the NCAA playoffs go.
That's right, and high school playoffs show 2 state champions here in Baton Rouge. The sports is next, so stay with us.
Look, Scotty, there's Orkin Man Dad called. Hi, Orkin Man.
Hi, kids.
He's looking for termites. What are termites? They're bugs that eat wood, like floors and stuff. They eat wood? That's silly. No, it isn't. Dad said termites can really hurt our house. I don't want them to hurt our house. That's why Dad called the Orkin Man. Come on, let's watch.
For a free termite inspection, call Orkin, America's most trusted name in termite protection.
Thanks, Orkin Man.
People call me the toughest retailer in America because I've instituted some of the toughest guarantees in retailing. I'm Sandy Sigloff, chairman of Wicks Companies. At our Wicks Lumber Centers, we guarantee that if you're not satisfied with any product you buy, you can return it within 30 days. We'll gladly exchange it or refund your purchase price in full. Another tough Wicks guarantee that pays on your side of the cash register and mine.
Wicks has all it takes to build all you need.
Each month in East Baton Rouge Parish, over 100 women and their children are turned away because there is no room in the shelter for battered women. This week on Sunday Journal, we'll talk about the problem with the people who run the battered shelter, and we'll talk to law enforcement officials about their role in this growing problem. Battered women, their plight. This week on Sunday Journal, we hope you'll join us then.
Hi again, everybody. A great night for local teams in the top 24 tournament at LSU. University High won its second straight single-A title tonight by downing Alma Brown 69-68. This one went to the wire as Kevin Walker scored 26 points and had 9 rebounds, and Class A champ U High repeats as they win it by 1. Now this is another interesting ball game because the victory broke Alma Brown's 30-game winning streak. The Kittens closed their regular season 31-2. The Cubs finish up 24-6. U High led it the entire first quarter, but from there on out, the lead traded hands. You see the final seconds there. But congratulations to Coach Gerald Furr and the Cubbies, back-to-back state champions, and they have a reason to celebrate tonight. Check in this afternoon as another Baton Rouge team struck gold, and that is Redemptorist as they down Houghton 64-54 for the AAA title. This a team that last year kind of blew it. They were coming off a couple of state champions, wanted to go last year, blew it, supposedly had no talent this year, but they win their 7th state title. So congratulations to first-year coach Grady Hickman, and the Wolves are state champs once again. Now to your scoreboard for the Class C playoffs. Ogden beat Plainview 69-65. In the Class B final, Gibbsland Coleman over East Beauregard 45-41. AAA Redemptorist beats Houghton 64-54. Class A, it's U High over Alma Brown 69-68. Class AA, don't want to leave the folks at Bruley out as they put it to Upper Point Capee 82-69. Kenneth Bynum with 23 and Darrell Dean with 23 as well. And the Class Quad A game between Neville and Booker T. Washington is in progress at this hour. Well, the Kentucky Wildcats have captured their second SEC crown of the year. First, they won the league title. Then today, the Cats topped it off by winning the SEC tournament in Nashville. Kentucky struggled, but they beat Auburn 51-49. Davis DeMotlesen was there, and he has the story.
For the 6th straight year, a different team has won the Southeastern Conference basketball tournament. Finally, though, for the first time since the tourney was reinstated, the Kentucky Wildcats are the champions. Kenny Walker skywalked his way into fame, bouncing in the winning shot as the buzzer sounded. Kentucky nabbed the NCAA's automatic bid, edging Auburn 51-49.
We denied Dickie the ball and put Jim in a situation where he had to dribble it, and Kenny Walker just makes a great shot.
It felt good when it left my hand, but it hit the front of the rim, and I was able to get enough English on there for it to fall over. So I trade all those shots that I missed last night for that one last shot tonight.
Auburn's Charles Barkley, the tourney's MVP, tied teammate Chuck Person for game-high honors with 14 points. Melvin Turpin led the Wildcats with 13 in what turned out to be a low-scoring game. But you must admit, this was an outstanding finale to 4 days of exciting basketball.
It was a good tournament, a tough tournament, one that we're very proud to have won. And we feel that this will help us now going into the NCAA to have the excitement of winning over these three fine teams will give us a lot of confidence, and we're looking forward from here to the NCAA playoffs.
So the Kentucky Wildcats finally shut up their SEC critics. They win the tournament championship, defeating Auburn 51-49. I'm Davis DeMarlison, Eyewitness Sports, Nashville, Tennessee.
Thanks, Davis. Several other teams across the country earned bids today to the NCAA playoffs. Our tournament roundup begins in Greensboro, where Duke shocked the Tar Heels of Carolina in the semifinals of the ACC Classic. Check this one out. Great ball game. Carolina's Michael Jordan Dunkaroo right there. But Duke's big gun, Mark Alleray. Here he gets 2 of his 21. Now the alley-oop to David Henderson, and Duke is on a roll. They go to the line, a chance to seal it, but they can't do it. Sam Perkins grabs it in desperation, heaves it the length of the court. It doesn't go, and you see Duke upsetting Carolina. Other ACC game, Lefty Drizel saw his Maryland team down Wake Forest. Maryland led by 13 at the half, but Wake Forest comes back right there. Delaney Rudd hits. The Demons make a great run, but fall just short to the Terps. And so tomorrow, it is Maryland and Duke in the finals of the ACC. Now in Louisville this afternoon, Memphis State downs Virginia Tech for the Metro crowd. That is Keith Lee. What a day for him. 35 points. Everybody's All-American, and Memphis State goes on in the Metro Conference, and of course the celebrating and then the cutting down of the nets. Other great game tonight, the Big East Conference. Michael Jackson for Georgetown. Up and bang. It is all tied up in the Big East. Syracuse goes for the final shot. Can't do it. We go to overtime in this one. But the overtime belongs to Georgetown. Here, Pat Ewing up in 2, and Georgetown rolls as they go on to win it. Now your scoreboard. SEC, Kentucky beats Auburn 51-49. Metro Conference State over Virginia Tech 78-65. Nothing to report from Jackson on the finals of the SWAC tournament. Southland Conference, Tech shocks Lamar 68-65. Ends an 80-game winning streak for Lamar at home. ACC tournament, Carolina falls to Duke. Maryland beats Wake Forest. The Big East, Georgetown over Syracuse 82-71. The PCAA, Fresno State downs UNLV 51-49. The Big 8, Kansas led Oklahoma 40-39 at halftime. In the WAC, UTEP beats New Mexico 44-38. In the Missouri Valley Conference, Tulsa over Creighton 70-68. Southwest Conference, Houston beats Rice 53-50. At the half, it was Arkansas in front of A&M. Top 20 bowl, DePaul beats Marquette 64-49. It's Wisconsin falling to Illinois 81-57. And it was Oregon State beating UCLA 70-65. 2 players share the top spot at the Doral Open after 3 rounds of play. Take a look at this afternoon's action. Co-leader right now, Bruce Litsky, here with the birdie at 15. Now the other leader is George Archer. This approach at 18, and round 4 is scheduled for tomorrow. Well, lest we forget, the Breakers play their first ever USFL game at home tomorrow when they host the Memphis Showboats. And of course, the big attraction may be this man, the $6 million Breaker man, Marcus Dupree. He'll play his first pro game tomorrow. The Memphis coach, Pepper Rogers, seems to think he's a great one.
Well, he's $1 million man. I saw Marcus in high school, and I saw him in college, and if there's ever a great back, he's one. He is probably the... And I say this with all due respect to Herschel and all of them. I think this one's the best in terms of pure running ability. When you have a person who ran back punts for touchdowns as a freshman who weighs 235, 245, now you know you got something.
Evangeline Downs, first race number 7, the Mischief Maker 1260. Second race number 6, Day on the Town 1477, and 6 pays $91.50. College baseball, LSU drops 2 to Bama, scores of 10-3 and 2-1. Southern beats Prairie View 9-7 and 10-zip, and the LSU Wrestlers finish 8th in the country at the NCAAs in New Jersey.
Who do you like Final 4, real quick?
Got to go with Georgetown, Kentucky.
2 more.
Houston, and no, not LSU. I'll pass. I'll tell you tomorrow when the bids
Kentucky,
come out.
North Carolina, Arkansas, and Maryland, or
Carolina.
LSU. LSU's going. I'll bet you $5.
Yeah.
We'll be right back right after this.
Newspaper reading.
Made entertaining.
Beginning March 19th, the State Times Trend section will be livelier, more entertaining.
On Mondays, Trend will cover self-awareness.
On Tuesdays, it's Consumer Marketplace News.
On Wednesdays, you'll look at good times.
Thursdays, you'll find home and garden features.
Friday is for fashion.
And Saturday's Trend focuses on health and medicine. Newspaper reading.
Made entertaining.
Beginning March 19th in your state-of-the-art
State Times.
When I won 5 world championships, I had lots of competition. And today, from my bowling centers, business is just as competitive.
That's why it comes on strong in the South Central Bell Yellow Pages.
Right, Paula. We advertise under several headings, so it's easier for customers to find us.
If I win, can we call it the Paula Carter Bowling Center?
Now, if the Yellow Pages could just help me with the competition I get from my wife.
I won!
Big winners come on strong in the South Central Bell Yellow Pages. Mystery.
What's happening?
Action. Adventure with America's favorite teenage detectives, the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew.
We're going down. Mayday. Emergency.
Hair racing stories for the entire family.
Look, Voodoo, I think we're dealing with a psycho.
Did you go see Footprints?
Sunday morning at 9:30 here on TV2.
Be sure and join Eyewitness News tomorrow as our special interview with Governor-elect Edwin Edwards continues. And then, of course, Eyewitness News special inauguration coverage begins at 11 o'clock Monday morning. That's going to wrap up the Night Desk edition of Eyewitness News. For Bruce Weber and Kurt Lee, I'm John Pastorek. Have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow on Eyewitness News.
Weeknights on TV2, join Hawkeye, BJ, Hot Lips, and the gang at the 4077 for comedy at its best with the newest episodes of MASH.
Introduce myself. I'm Hawkeye Pierce.
Pleased to meet you, Captain.
Oh, you're French. I've been wearing your cuffs for years.
Now, me and the other doctors will be there tomorrow morning at 8:30 sharp. 7 is better.
Next, McGarrett and Company take on crime in the streets with Hawaii 5-0.
O'Connor! McGarrett, 5-0. You're surrounded. We don't want anyone to get hurt. Come out with your hands up.
Then it's adventure for the crew of the Enterprise, Star Trek.
Landon, I know you find each other fascinating, but we're not here to conduct a field experiment in human biology. I was just about to take some readings. Anything? Whatever it is, it moves like a cat.
Join us late night, comedy, drama, and suspense here on TV2.
Live from the state capitol, the inauguration of Governor Edwin Edwards. TV2's Eyewitness News special coverage begins at 11 a.m. March 12th.
TV2, the television station of the year.
Dance Fever is brought to you in part by International Coffee. It's time for Dance Fever's very special Grand Prix starring Denny Terrio. The show featuring the world's top dancers competing for cash and prizes worth more than $75,000. With this week's very special celebrity judges, Sid Charisse, movie star and dancer considered by Fred Astaire to be his greatest partner. Her films include Singing in the Rain and Silk Stockings. Donald O'Connor. His dancing roles are memorable in the film Singing in the Rain, Anything Goes, and dozens of others. His recent credits include a Broadway revival of Showboat. Juliet Krause, film, Broadway, and showroom star. Her credits include Can-Can, Sweet Charity, and Me. And now, here's the star of Dance Fever, Denny Terrio.
For Dance Fever. This is our big Grand Prix, bringing together the 5 semi-final winning couples. They
have already won $6,000 as they compete today to share cash and prizes worth more than $25,000. It's been a great season with couples ranging in age from 18 to 65. For this special show, we've assembled a panel of celebrity judges who are among the most respected dancers in show business history. Between them, they have more memorable dance numbers than we could count. Let me also take a moment to introduce to you two very special ladies. They are the lovely twosome who have stood by me from beginning to end. My partners, Diane Day and Tricia McFarlane. Now get yourselves ready for the most exciting edition of Dance Fever we've ever presented. Couples from all over the world have been dancing their hearts out week after week on Dance Fever, and this is the big one. We'll be right back with the 5 finalists right after this message.
People call me the toughest retailer in America because I've instituted some of the toughest guarantees in retailing. I'm Sandy Sigloff, chairman of Wicks Companies. At our Wicks Lumber Centers, we guarantee that if you're not satisfied with any product you buy, you can return it within 30 days. We'll gladly exchange it or refund your purchase price in full. Another tough Wicks guarantee that pays on your side of the cash register and mine.
Wicks has all it takes to build all you need.
He's got the whole town thinking.
A lot of people are pointing a finger in your direction.
He's got the whole town listening.
Playing it kind of loud, weren't you? Is there a law against loud music?
They said he wouldn't win.
How did I get myself into this?
He knew he couldn't lose. Kevin Bacon, Laurie Singer, Footloose, rated PG.
Now showing at Gulf State Cinema 8 in Bon Marché and University 4 in Tigertown. From the largest bike manufacturer in Japan, Kabuki 10 speeds for men and women. And from Capital Schwinn Cyclery, the lowest prices. Kabuki SSN Labilas now on sale for $149.99. Regular price $179.99. Or the Kabuki SYD Skyway now just $179.99. Regular price $265. That's an $85 savings. And at Capital Schwinn Cyclery, we'll give you free assembly and a free 30-day checkup after date of purchase. Capital Schwinn Cyclery with 2 locations in Baton Rouge and Johnston Street in Lafayette.
Covering news as it happens is only part of the job. Even more important is finding out how that news affects our lives.
It's not so much what happened today, but what's ahead tomorrow.
Where TV2 really has the edge is with its reporters who know their subjects and who specialize in understanding the world of politics.
And digging deeper to get the story.
Taking that extra step to explain the news and how it will affect you is important to us.
TV2's Eyewitness News. The news leader.